What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Starcraft 2 video. This one is between two of the best Zerg players currently in the world. Spawning here in the top right hand corner of Serral Fall LE, playing with the red Zerg pieces. We have the best player currently on the planet. He's up 1-0, wants to keep this series in his favor. His name is Serral. And his opponent spawning in the cross position, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He's currently down, but certainly not out of the series just yet. His name is Dark. So guys and girls, game number 1 in this series was absolutely intense, and I hope you guys will check out game number 1 on the YouTube channel. And listen, guys, you know, these two players are just incredible players with the Zerg pieces. There's, you know, the amount of micro that goes into these games is quite something to really witness. You know, the ZvZ matchup, I always consider it a series of mind games, because that's really what it comes down to. You know, both players were playing mind games in game number 1, both going for spires and trying to kind of throw their opponent off. One went with, you know, mass amounts of Mutalisks. The other went with Corruptors, and those Mutalisks, the mass amounts of them, really did a number on those Corruptors. And Serral, of course, took game number 1 there in beautiful fashion. So let's see what both players are doing in game number 2 here. Looks like a hatch gas pool is going to be coming out of both of our players here at the earlier stages of this game number 2, which was played at Blizzcon. And guys, it was, of course, the quarterfinals of the global finals at BlizzCon. You know, of course, the biggest tournament of the year for these StarCraft 2 players, and really, you know, the World Championships of StarCraft 2. So it's a massive, massive ordeal. Best of 5 series. It's all on the table here as far as, you know, every game does count. So something that you definitely want to, you know, kind of keep in mind here, that the pressure is on for these players to really perform well and try to do as good as best they possibly can. Looks like Serral's going to go ahead and get that very quick third hatchery out, and it looks like Dark is going to switch it up, and he's going to go for a fast lair. So a little bit of some changes here and there. Nothing, you know, completely out of the ordinary. Just two players doing a little bit of some different things. It looks like Dark has skipped out on the Zergling speed upgrade, at least for now. Going ahead and getting some of those queens. And we shall see how much damage is going to be, you know, is going to be dealt here in this game, because there was a lot of damage dealt on both sides in game number 1. Looks like some Zerglings are starting to move across the map here for Serral. There is going to be an evolution chamber, actually 2 evolution chambers going up, as well as a roach warren to kind of wall off against any incoming aggression here by our red Zerg player. So Dark's got that pretty nicely walled off. Both players kind of trading blows when it comes to the overlords. And very interestingly enough, Dark is going for a very fast Nidus network. And I love that decision a lot here. So we're going to have to kind of keep tabs on how this is going to, you know, kind of play out. A lot of times I've noticed, guys, when Zerg players wall off, they usually are hiding something. And it looks like Dark has decided to try to hide this Nidus network a little bit. And I wonder if Serral is going to find out about this pretty soon. He does have an overlord. It looks like the Nidus network is going to be coming up right near that third and natural expansion here of our red Zerg player. So here we go. There is going to be some aggression on the opposite side of the map here, and it does look like Serral is going to have a lot of aggression here very, very early on. It looks like It looks like Dark is going to try to get, you know, a supply block Serral, at least at this point in the game here. The diffusers are starting to come in. The drones are pulled off of the line, trying to get the surround on all these units. It does look like those diffusers are coming in here. Beautiful play here by both of these players. I think Dark is going to be pushed back, though, at least at this point. And beautiful hold there by Serral. So Dark tried doing the Nidus network, and it did not seem to work, at least at this point. Did very minimal amounts of damage. Now, it was definitely by no stretch of the imagination an all-in for Dark, but it is important, you know, when you're looking now. Serral is ahead in the supply count, and he is gonna, you know, he's gonna be pretty well ahead simply because he is on 3 bases versus 2 bases of Dark. So it does look like the lair is going to be coming up here for Serral. Dark has not gotten that 3rd base as of yet. Looks like he is going to be taking it very soon, and Serral is going to know exactly what is going on and when that 3rd base is about to be taken. So 3rd base is being taken at this point. I wonder if this is going to trigger a push here for Serral. Looks like +1 upgrades are going to be coming up here. It looks like Glau Reconstitution's being upgraded by both players. And then it looks like the Overlord speed is going to be coming up, which is coming up here for Serral. So he's going to be able to really see what's going on very, very quickly out of his opponent here. There is a Spire up here for Dark, and Serral once again, of course, is going to see this. He sees it coming, and he's going to go ahead and probably transition in one way or another. I would assume maybe a Hydra Den, possibly a, very possibly he could go for a Spire himself. But we will have to see as we get further and further into this game. He is going for 3 queens at a time, which is certainly going to help with the defense against all of these Mutalisks that are coming out. So Mutalisks are coming out. Those missile attacks level 1 is going to be finishing up here for Dark. Glau Reconstitution finishing up here for Serral. So both players giving each other a lot of respect, at least at this point. Does look like he doesn't have very many of these, does not have a lot of Mutalisks out on the map as of yet. But all of that said and done, it does look like the Hydralisk Den is what Serral is going to decide to go with, and I like that decision a lot, to go for the Hydra Den. The Hydra Den can be very, very helpful. Beautiful micro there with the Spore Crawler. Before those Mutalisks could get the kill. And just like that, it looks like Serral is planning on expanding once again, getting his 4th base up and running. And as I said, it does look like a Lurker Den is going to be started here for Serral as well. So interesting unit compositions coming out of both players here as we move into the mid game. You know, we're getting closer and closer to that 10-minute mark. And both these players are kind of, you know, they're kind of trading blows at this point, not doing any substantial amounts of damage that is going to, you know, be crippling by any stretch. But I'm really liking how Serral is playing this one so far. I mean, Serral has played incredible defense so far. He's getting that 4th base up. He's got the Lurker Den as well as the Hydra Den, getting the Hydra upgrades. This is kind of just textbook Zerg when you're going, you know, ZvZ in that kind of matchup. The 4th base is going to be coming up here for Dark as well. And what I've noticed is Serral will just out-micro and out-macro his opponent in the late game, in late stages of the game. So that's what a lot of times will happen, at least as what I've noticed Serral do. He just slowly but surely will finish off his opponent, and before you know it, it becomes a, you know, he just bleeds his opponents dry. He really does. He does that so well. Now, Dark, on the other hand, has a pretty nice-sized army here, and he's kind of keeping Serral at home with those Mutalisks, but these Lurkers are going to be give so much value to the Zerg player in red. And I don't know if Dark has seen these lurkers yet. He's going to find out about them very, very soon as they are moving across the map. There is no Overseer here. Those lurkers are going to be seen, and Dark does know immediately that there are lurkers out on the map. And just like that, it does look like he is going to be shooed away. Now there are going to be some of these roaches are going to be kind of just sitting ducks against all of these Mutalisks. Those Mutalisks are doing some little bit of some damage here and there. Nothing in the grand scheme of things, but here we go. Does look like Dark is going to try to take this engagement here. There is an Overseer here, at least at this point. I don't know if there's going to be enough here. It looks like Dark is going to have to kind of back off a little bit because Serral is just pushing in on this army. Beautiful splits there. He is trying to slowly surround this army of Dark, and Dark is going to be forced back, at least at this point. And Serral, both players are kind of trading blows at this point. The beautiful splits here by Serral, kind of just slowly pushing his opponent backwards. Very well done there. Dark, though, wants to continue putting on the aggression. Serral is getting Burrow upgraded right now, as well as more Hydras and Roaches, while getting that Hive going as well. Dark is a little bit behind, at least at this point, as far as with getting his Hive going. He does have the Infestation Pit going up right now, as well as his own Hydra Den. So he's a little bit behind when it comes to some of these unit compositions, but the Lurkers are doing substantial amounts of damage here for Serral at this point in the game. And it looks like right here and right now, Serral is continuously pushing on his opponent. He is wanting to just do crippling amounts of damage, and as this is all going on, we've got Serral moving in to this third base location here, trying to hit multiple angles at once, which is what he does so well at this point. And just like that, I wonder, is Serral going to try to set up a surround? There is a very, very good chance that he is going to try to surround this army of Dark here. Those, oh my god, all of these lurkers, beautiful micro here by Serral so far. Really kind of keeping good tabs on Dark here, as Dark is trying very hard to find an angle here, but is really getting no angle whatsoever, at least at this point in the game here. Dark is, you know, trying to kind of get saturated now on 4 bases, and Serral has been happily mining on 4 bases, at least at this point. It's just incredible what Serral is kind of putting together here for us so far in this series. Absolutely crucial in the grand scheme of things. So, here we go. Once again, Dark is trying to find an angle. He's trying to take the fight to Serral, and I like that decision a lot, to really take the fight to Serral. Simply because when you're playing the best player on the planet, you've got to find angles and areas that are going to work out for you against a player like Serral. So it does look like more roaches are going to be split up here. They're going to try to get a couple of kills here and there on some of these drones. Beautiful play here by Serral so far. You know, splitting up these units, trying to get as many kills as possible. But the main amount of army here for Serral is across on his side of the map here, and these lurkers are just doing so, giving so much value to Serral so far. Once again, kind of back and forth engagement. Serral's going ahead. He's getting that 6th base up and or that 5th base up and running here, and both players are now going to start pushing here. Beautiful bios here by Dark. And here we go. It does look like Serral's going to try to jump on this army right now. That's exactly what he's doing. These bios are absolutely on point, though, for Dark. Beautifully done here. But there's just so many lurkers here, at least at this point, for Serral. Serral just has so much army, just stronger units, at least at this point, for Serral than that of Dark. So we'll have to kind of, you know, keep tabs on what Dark decides to do here, because he's going for those +3 upgrades as well. It does look like, you know, with Vipers coming out onto the playing field, this could really help the dynamic for Dark. But these little hit squads of units are not doing much for Dark. Serral is taking a lot of advantage here, and it looks like he's starting to move in to some of these, you know, into some of these bases here. Does look like Serral's trying to find a good angle here to really engage. Looks like he's going to go after, or maybe not, go after one of these bases. He must want to hit a couple of these bases at the same time. And here we go. It looks like he's going to do exactly that. There is a lot of lurkers out on the playing field right now. And it looks like Serral is going to try to take out this this fourth base here of Dark, doing exactly that. The beautiful abducts, though, is really helping Dark. But these roaches are doing so much damage right now, and hitting in 3 bases at once. Oh my God, the amount of damage being dealt here by Serral. He is absolutely everywhere right now. He cannot lose this 5th base here. It could spell absolute disaster for our Blue Zerg player here. And you know, the Vipers are out, but the longer this game goes, I don't know how much longer Dark can really hold on. He's done a good job holding on, at least at this point. But the question is, you know, how much longer can he hold on? This is just, you know, this army of Serral is just really, you know, slowly pushing and just doing a lot of damage. And now with the Vipers coming out here for Serral, this could become a significant issue, especially because of those abducts that could end up happening, you know, on top of all those lurkers. But Dark is not out of this thing just yet. I mean, he could turn the tides of battle here very quickly with some good abducts and, you know, just a good engagement. But Serral at this point knows he's ahead, and that's where this gets really, really scary to have to deal with. Serral's playing this very, very smartly, slowly, and this is what he does so well. Just slowly bleeding his opponent dry is Serral, and just how he kind of plays the game here. Looking around to see if there's any other bases that are just kind of lingering or trying to go up here. He's just slowly trying to push Dark into a bad position here as the game goes. And it does look like there is going to be a big engagement here. Very nice abducts on both sides here. Getting a lot of equal value. Almost all the Vipers are out of the playing field, at least at this point. But now it is such a chess match here, because you've got similar unit compositions on both sides, and it all comes down to the engagements. There's going to be more and more Hydras and Roaches that are going to start joining the fight here, and those Hydras are just grabbing, or those Vipers are just abducting those lurkers, just getting nice, easy kills there. And Serral decides to back off once again. We're moving into about the 20-minute mark here of this matchup. And wow, has it just been back and forth, guys. Just a back and forth battle between these two players. Incredible play by both guys, by the way. I mean, I gotta say, I've been really impressed with both of these guys and just how well they've been playing this in particular game. Serral plays it sometimes even almost too passive when it comes to these games, these high-level games. Even though, you know, you kind of just want Serral to, like, go just smash the army because he is ahead. He plays it so smart. He does not want to end up overextending and then losing the game. I'm sure he knows what it's like to end up overextending and just losing your entire army. So it does look like, here we go, the high ground Dark does have, at least at this point in the game. But these roaches, these roach run-bys are doing so much value for Serral. He is doing such an incredible amount of multitasking here. This is so hard to do, guys, and really you'll only see it at the highest level of play of StarCraft 2. Some nice abducts there by our blue Zerg player, trying to get as many of those abducts on those Vipers as possible. But once again, those roaches are just being a complete nuisance for Dark. And here, oh, and some of those abducts on those lurkers is huge for Serral. Serral's bank is so big right now, too. I mean, he's got such a big bank. And the amount of units he has, guys, is just, I mean, he's gonna slowly, Dark is trying to kind of make his way back into this game. I just don't know how much longer he can really hold on when you have 6 bases going on for the, for Serral. You know, he's on 6 bases now. And then, you know, Dark is still sitting on 5. And a couple of those bases just keep on getting target fire down and taken out. Now, both players are at full supply at this point, so I think Dark's best decision here, or best choice, should be just to attack his opponent at this point. Just go after the opponent and really try to do some damage here, because it needs to be essentially an all-in here if you want to stand a chance against Serral. Once again, these roaches run-bys are just doing so much damage, and Dark is trying to move in here, and he's trying to kind of split up his army. Really well done here so far by Dark, but those lurkers are doing so much value for Serral at this point. Going after that 6th base is Dark. He does get it, but there's still all these mining bases here by Serral. And once again, you know, a couple of these bases are just not mining at this point. They are not mining. Dark is now supply blocked. And this is textbook play by Serral. He bleeds his opponents dry until there's literally nothing left for them to really fight with. Or, you know, they can't really macro up a bigger and bigger force because they are so limited on resources. So here we go. It looks like those lurker hits are just becoming so devastating at this point. 2 maps are going to be, or 2 more expansions coming up here for Serral. He is completely trying to just take over his side of the map here. And the back and forths, man, have just been so, you know, they're just trying to find a good angle on one another. Dark is trying to stay in this game. It's going to be very difficult, I think, especially when these other two, once these other 2 bases go up. And here it comes, the blinding clouds, and it looks like Serral is slowly just trying to squeeze out as many and get the kill on as many units as possible. This has just been absolutely beautiful play so far by Serral here in game number 2. Like I said, you really only see this at the highest levels of play, the amount of micro these guys have against one another. It is just a massive chess game when it comes to the ZvZ matchup. It is so, you know, just so back and forth throughout the entire course of the game. And oh my god, it looks like Serral is starting to finally move in here with some of his units. He is slow pushing into Dark's 3rd base here. And it looks like with those Vipers coming in, he's going to get the abducts on the Vipers, target fire down those Vipers, and the blinding clouds are now coming down, and GG is called. And Serral takes a commanding 2-0 lead over his opponent. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Serral and Dark, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for new, stay positive, and as always, I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.